the Parent Engagement Party. I am Macy Brown, a junior at Murrah High School, home of the Mighty Mustangs, 1400, and the only place to be. I am your program guide this evening. The theme for this event is celebrating parents, families, and communities. Schools, parents, and the communities must work together to promote the health, well-being, and learning of all students. When schools actively involve parents and engage community resources, they are able to respond more effectively to the needs of the students in their district. Research shows that students who have parents who are more involved in their education are more likely to adapt well to school, attend school more regularly, earn higher grades, have higher test scores, graduate and attend college, and have a higher self-esteem.
Please take the time tonight to listen and to learn everything that's possible. There's a lot that's gone into making this a positive event that's going to help you, something you can take away to better support your children and our system. I want to commend all the program participants this evening, especially our students and our directors for their work. And I would be remiss without recognizing Dr. Merritt. Dr. Merritt has led this work along with a team of folks. We know that to do the work that has to be done in this system, we have to link arm in arm with parents and community. In those communities where you have successful schools and successful communities, you have parental support, parental engagement, and community engagement. We have to leverage our collective impact. We have what it takes to do everything that we need to do in this city. We just have to have the willingness to do it.
At this time, please stand for the posting of colors by the Forest Hill High School JROTC Color Guard under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Linda Prowell. March! Color Guard, out! Center, face! Present, arms! To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we will have a song performed by the Elementary Combined Choirs under the direction of Mr. Taurus Bell, Choir Director at Baker Elementary School. Bring greetings from 5th grade student Jalen Nolan from Barack Obama Magnet Elementary School.
Hi, my name is Jaden Nolan, and I welcome you on behalf of Jackson Public School District and students.
We will now have greetings from our distinguished President of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Jean Harrison.
From the Board of Trustees of the Jackson Public School District, we are so excited to have our fabulous children here helping us at our re-established parent engagement party. And so many wonderful parents and caregivers and guardians. We want you to know we welcome you. We are all welcome at JPS. Please take this time seriously. This will not be the only time that we ask you to join us for events like this. And please take the time out to get to know better your principals and your teachers. We stand here behind you to work alongside you this year and through the coming school years.
We will now receive our welcome and occasion from 2017-2018 JPS Parents of the Year, Mr. Willis Barker Jr. and Stephanie Morrissey, a parent from Murrah High School, followed by a performance by the Jim Hill High School Choir under the direction of Ms. Pamela Moody.
We are delighted to be here to share in the wonderful occasion. The purpose of this event is to engage our parents and community to become more involved with our schools. We all have something that we can contribute.
You can volunteer to read, tutor your students, donate books, uniforms, coordinate education-based field trips to museums or historical places in our area, or you can provide incentives to reward your students for hard work and efforts.
Tonight you'll be exposed to various workshops that will enlighten you on how you can work closely with our schools to help prepare our students to be successful. You will hear about the importance of daily attendance and living a healthy lifestyle. You will also be informed on how you can get involved in helping your child with his or her homework. You will learn what to do when you encounter problems at your child's school. We have workshops to explain what you should do if your child is being bullied and how you can help your child be a responsible social media user.
In this discussion, we will talk to you all about how to report incidents to principals, bullying incidents throughout the school, whatever information you may need to make sure we get you in touch with the right people. The Board of Trustees has a significant interest in providing a safe, orderly, and respectful school environment that is conducive to student learning.
Let's walk through the process of how do you properly do this. Say we have an incident and a child is being bullied. Does everyone know what step one is?
Part of my responsibility in the district is to monitor attendance. So this afternoon, they asked me to share with the parents about the importance of attendance and why attendance matters as it relates to your child's academic performance in school. Our vision is to become a top-ranked learning community that graduates productive, caring citizens who are prepared to succeed in a global society. Our mission in the Jackson Public School District is an innovative urban district committed to excellence. We'll provide every student a quality education in partnership with parents and the community.
She's asking, how can the parents and the teachers work together? How can the parents come in and evaluate the teachers without the teachers getting upset about your evaluation?
How can they implement that? Do we come in? Do we get a form? How is that done?
If your particular principal with your student has not allowed or does not have open doors when it comes to that, that is a discussion that you should have with that principal.
Middle school is about teaching our babies right now how to be successful in life, period. So it's very important that we train our babies very early. And I say babies because they are babies to me. They are babies. But we have to do our best to continue training and modeling what it is to transition from being that baby to being that young adult.
The big word is self. I tell the kids when they come in the Chastain, we got a sign out that say, let's get Chastain ready. Chastain ready is ready to learn, ready to lead. You come in, shirt tails in, phones off. We like Theodore Roosevelt. He had a saying that said, when we play hard. But when we work, we don't play at all. When they come in here, it's time to work. Keep the main thing the main thing. Main thing ain't drill team, because you're a student athlete. Main thing ain't basketball, because you're a student athlete. I even tell adults, there's coaches, I say you are a teacher that coaches, not a coach that teaches.
You will also learn about the patterns of development for teenagers, a strategy to maintaining a healthy relationship, Information is available on how you can get involved in your school's Parent-Teacher Association, PTA, or your Jackson Council, PTA.
Read it to you en voz alta, que se lo lean. No ellos solos, ellos tienen que leerle a los padres. The stronger they are in their first language, the easier it is to transfer to a second language. So, if you guys are reading to them in Spanish, okay, because the vocabulary that they learn in their first language is going to help them transition to the second language.
Is to establish a routine reading time with your child. It could be right after school, it could be right before they go to bed, but establish a routine reading time with your child and read with your child every night. It doesn't have to be a book. It can be something out the newspaper. It could be a magazine article. So we want to first establish that love for reading. And then we want to make sure we are exposing them to nonfiction passages, with do-it-yourself books. Things is going to stimulate a lot of the nonfiction because it exposes them to terms. It's not that our children can't read, they can't comprehend because of the lack of vocabulary. So we want to make sure we're exposing them to those different types of vocabulary.
But who we are right here, right now is Jackson. And in Jackson, we got to start learning how to better meet the needs of what is going on in Jackson for our children in Jackson who have to, sometimes by choice, sometimes not, but who have to go to Jackson Public Schools. They have to. So as long as they are Jackson Public Schools, enrolled in Jackson Public Schools, guess who they belong to? There you go. If you can give up 30 minutes a month, give that. And whatever that gift is, if it looks like just being a hall monitor, be the best 30-minute hall monitor a month that you could possibly be. But if cookies is your 30-minute time limit, give that 30-minute time limit. Just make them chocolate chip.
And then page 35, Partners in Education, which we call PIE, I don't think there's a limit to what Partners in Education does to support our students in our schools. Oftentimes when parents contact us with a concern, we get them connected to Partners in Education with our director, Ms. Faulkner. Uniforms, supplies, backpacks. I really can't think of a need that hasn't been met yet through our Partners in Education.
Well, this session is about what's in a name. Names are very, very important. Everybody has a special name. Everybody's name is unique. This is my friend. Her name is Fanny, Fanny the Frog. And Fanny is her name is very special and important. And Fanny learns that her name has a certain amount of letters in it, so she's able to count how many letters are in her name. She's able to communicate to other people what her name is, and she's also able to recognize the letters in her name, and she can pick out the letters in her name out of all of the letters in the alphabet.
There is no doubt that Jackson Public Schools has an array of information available for all of us this evening. Our hope is that each of you will take advantage of the opportunities available this evening.
Now we will have Ms. Shania Thompson of Wingfield High School to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. John Robinson Sr.
As Director of Education for Houston's Urban League, Mr. John Robinson Sr. is responsible for the design, development, and management of education strategies for all programs within the education and youth development of the Houston Area Urban League communities and schools. Mr. Robinson oversees Houston's award-winning National Urban League Banner Program, Project Ready Post-Secondary College Access, and Mentor 2 programs. Using a three-component approach, the Project Ready curriculum is designed to increase the college access of students as well as increase the college going rates of students from underserved communities and schools in Houston, Texas. Since 2003, each year, 97% of all seniors in Houston area urban league programs have graduated high school and enrolled in colleges or universities across the world, and 93% have graduated and are now engaged in successful careers. Since 2003, 12 elementary schools of Houston Independent School District have been on a journey with Mr. Robinson and Read and Rise with the goal of engaging and empowering families as an essential part of their children's literacy, learning, and lifelong success. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Robinson Sr.
Extra, extra, think all about it. Every child in Jackson Public Schools deserves to read and rise. And not just in the Jackson Public Schools community's eyes. Every child in Jackson Public Schools deserves to read and rise, to be successful in this 21st century world and thrive, and not read to just get by, but read to really have a chance at their 21st century piece of the pie. Parents and partners and teachers and the entire Jackson Public Schools all cultivating literacy every single day. And oh yeah, every one of your babies in Jackson Public Schools going to and completing college, by the way. I want to share with you then, fathers, that if you want your sons to be great, that's all about you. Your son being great academically, socially, emotionally, even physically, your son being great, fathers, is all about you. Mothers, it's all about you too. Your daughters being great is all about you. Your daughters and your sons can be great. The Jackson Public Schools cannot get this work done by themselves. You've got to do your part. You've got to do your part. You are, in fact, parents, your child's first and most important educator and role model. That's who you are. You are, in fact, responsible for your child's education. It's not the school's responsibility to raise any of y'all's children. That's not the school's job. That's your job. I said that's your job. It is your job to raise your children. Your job is to have your babies ready when they hit those buildings in Jackson Public Schools. It's your job to make sure that when they get to the door on Monday morning and Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning and Thursday and Friday and even on Saturdays, it's your job to have them ready to go. It's the teacher's job to enhance what you send up there. Come on now, let's get it straight. Come on now, let's get it straight. I do realize that the parents who come to functions like this, most if not all, are doing the work. Parents are partners in education. You parents are responsible for what Jackson Public Schools do. You're responsible. You have the power. So we need for you, the next time we do something like this, bring another parent who your kids play with every day, and they're not here tonight. Where are they? Where are your neighbors? Where are your neighbors tonight? Did you see what these kids did tonight? How do you not continue to cultivate talent like that? When those kids leave the elementary system and start moving to the middle school, some of y'all just drop them off. You let them go. That's where our trouble starts. That's the parents' job. It's not the school's job, that's the parents' job. See, we need to put things in perspective. Parents, if you want your kids to be great, you got to do your part. The school is here to enhance. They are supplemental. They're not the primary teachers, you are. So don't run up to the school acting like you crazy. Most of y'all, when you get to the door, they know who mamas and daddies you are. Because you act just like your child, or your child is acting just like you. I know I'm right. You may as well go ahead on and clap. We have an opportunity this school year to cultivate greatness. You parents who are sitting out here tonight, you need to start fighting for your kids' rights. You need to start fighting for money to come into this district so your kids can have the best of what they deserve. Every child in Jackson Public Schools deserves to read and rise. What you do will make the difference. If you do what you're supposed to do, every one of the babies that we have in Jackson Public Schools will walk out that door after 12 years, college bound, corporate found, and community sound. Thank you.
Now we will have closing remarks from Interim Superintendent Dr. Frederick Murray.
I know firsthand that students are more academically successful when parents are involved. We hear that a lot, but from experience and from research, it's clear that those parents who are engaged and involved in their children's academic careers are more successful. Parental engagement leads to better classroom behavior. It not only enhances the academic performance, but it provides a positive influence in students' attitude and behavior. A parent's interest and encouragement in a child's education can affect the child's attitude towards school, classroom conduct, self-esteem, absenteeism, and motivation. Parents, I encourage you to stay involved in your children's education. Not only during the preschool years, because that's easy. We all, do that during when they're small babies. We're very encouraged and we want to participate. But throughout high school as well, your involvement can be a positive difference with children at every age level. In high schools, parents' encouragement can influence whether a child remains in school or drops out. Children will view attending college as a positive and viable option if parents talk about those things. Parents don't have to know everything. They don't have to be mathematicians or biological experts, but you can encourage the children each day to do their very best in school. Parents, your presence is instrumental in helping JPS build stronger schools together.